Check this out. Remix. Bring it down. Yo, bring it on down with the focus sound of
Who that nation? How you doing? Come on in. Take a seat. Sit back. Relax. Put your feet up. Grab a drink. And let's talk Saint football. Y'all know what time it is. Time to keep it real. Let's go. Who that nation? How you doing? Come on in. Take a seat. Sit back. Relax. Put your feet up. Grab a drink. And let's talk Saints football. Y'all know what time it is. Time to keep it real. Let's go. Oh, it's a special night tonight, family. We got family. Literally family coming on tonight, family. Listen here. This young man who's coming on tonight, I've been watching the last 3 years play on Ferret Street, Willow Street. Y'all know who it is. He was just part of history this past year, as him and his teammates and his coaches had the greatest turnaround in the history of college football. And to cap it all off, what did they do? They come to the Lone Star State, to Big D, baby. Multiple underdogs. Nobody gave them a chance. And what did they do? They sent them boys from Southern California packing with that L, baby. Y'all know who it is. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me in welcoming to the show the one and only newly signed New Orleans Saints, about to shake things up, the one and only Nick Anderson. Nick, how you doing, my brother?
What's up, man? I appreciate that introduction, man. That was world class.
Man, hey, bro. We keep it real over here, baby. That's how your boy dog feel, baby. You know, listen here. First of all, man, thank you. I know it's a busy time in your life right now. Again, congratulations, man. Man, hey, your dream is right there, man. And like I've been saying, man, it don't matter how you got there. You got there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You might not been a number one pick, 2, 3, or 4, but guess what? When you strap it on, step on the field with them, it don't matter. Y'all players then. And I want to welcome to the show my co-host, the one and only legendary Coach Alfred Rock. What's going on, Coach?
What's going on, guys? What's going on, Nick? Welcome to the show, man. We're glad to have you come aboard, man.
Appreciate y'all for having me, man.
Yeah.
Man, Nick, man, listen, man. You guys went on a magic carpet ride this past season. Last year, you guys go from 2-10, and this year you guys turn it around. If you can, first of all, first of all, let me just ask you this. Coming out of school, you were already a two-star player, correct?
Right.
All right. Besides Tulane, what other Division I schools was knocking at your door?
Coming out of high school, it really was just SWAC schools and
Okay.
FCS schools. I had a lot of junior college offers, and really decided to just take the gamble on myself and go the junior college route. Growing
Okay.
up in Mississippi, dream of playing SEC football, playing big time football.
Right.
Watching LSU right there, Alabama, Mississippi State, Ole Miss. So you got that dream of playing on that level. So it's no knock to the schools that did offer me the opportunity, but I figured I can bet on myself, go to junior college right out of high school, and at the end of the day, if everything fails, I'll still have those offers. So I
Right.
went down to Jones College, and played a semester because I was a qualifier. I graduated number 3 of my class in high school, so
Right.
academics were always there. But went down there to Jones, had a great season, was All American in my freshman year, and got offers from plenty different FBS schools, but it came down to Tulane, Ole Miss, and South Alabama, and really just decided to go with Tulane because I felt like they wanted me. I've always been the type of person that's been loyal to who's loyal to me, and want to really just go out there and play for somebody that believes in me and believes what I can do. And really, when it came to Ole Miss, they gave me the opportunity, but they were another team that was still stuck on the measurables on the side of things. So just felt like I could come down to Tulane and really make a name for myself and get things done. And that's what I did.
Right. 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 Man. First of all, man, I'm glad you chose Tulane. Let me just say that, man. I'm glad you chose Tulane. And this is me personally. I've been watching Tulane football a long time. And me personally, I think that you and your coach and your counterpart were the two best linebacker tandems in the history of the school. That's just me personally. You
You
know,
want to know something crazy, man?
talk.
Came on our visit in 2019. I was about 240, wasn't really cut up, wasn't the player I am today. And
Right.
Dorian was about, I say 190, and that may be pushing it. He was about 190, skinny kid from South Carolina. And Coach Moose, our linebacker, both of us and was like, you guys have the opportunity to be the best that ever come through Tulane in the linebacker room. And at the time, it's a recruiting visit, so we're figuring, coaches may tell you anything to try to get you there.
Right. Right.
But he was completely serious, and man, to see, the things that Dorian have done, the things that I have done, and the things we were able to do for the Tulane community as well as Tulane football, is really special, man. To see, just 4 years ago, we were walking in that room, just young guys ready, eager to learn,
Right.
to get to it, and to see us now both chasing our NFL dreams, man, it's a blessing.
It's a blessing, man. It's a blessing, man. Yes. So talk to us, man, about last year was a hard season. First of all, you guys get displaced by the hurricane, the whole state, the whole Gulf South region. You go to, I believe it was South Alabama, and you guys have to practice there. You have to bus to your games. I believe your first game was against, was it Oklahoma? Your first game last season,
Yes, sir. It
and
was.
you guys were a first down away from putting one of the biggest upsets in college football, man. Man, I wanted Pratt to get that first down, man. You guys, y'all fought y'all heart out, man. But to go through everything you guys went through that season, finish 2-10, and to stick together, what does that say about, first of all, the leadership that was on that team, and second, about the main guy that's leading that program, your coach, Willie Fritz?
Most definitely. First and foremost, me myself, I'm a very spiritual person. So man, that season that we went through, just to come back and do the things that we did this past year, man, there was nothing but God, man. Like, in the Bible it says, there's a time for everything. There's a time to win, there's a time to lose, there's a time to be happy, there's a time to be sad. So really just coming off that 2-10 season, everybody had the mentality that was our time to lose, but greater things were there to come. And that's why you look at things like the transfer portal and things like that. Like everybody had opportunities. I had opportunities to go somewhere, Dorian, Pratt, Tajay, Macon, but we said, why can't we do it at Tulane? We knew in
Right.
ourselves, we knew that we were dealt some bad cards and things didn't go in our favor that 2-10 season. But we was like, what are we going to do about it? We're going to just, jump in the transfer portal. That's the easy thing to do. Why not go win a championship at Tulane? So really, when we started the season, you know, in January of last year, the standard was championship. You know, we was like, and everybody looked at us like we was crazy. They did, because I mean, we're coming off a 2-10 season, so to scream championship, you know, most teams would just say, okay, we want to make a bowl game. We had been to a bowl game, you know, we weren't satisfied. Weren't
Right.
satisfied with that. You know, everybody's mentality was like, okay, let's go out, you know, let's win the championship. And so the four captains, you know, we just got together and we just preached that. And then one thing that people don't talk about a lot is the hire of Coach Hester. Kurt Hester from Louisiana Tech is a dynamic human being. And a lot of people don't realize when it comes to college football, you spend the majority of your time with your strength coach, because all the coaches in the offseason are going recruiting and doing things like that. So we got Coach Hester on staff, and he came in just implementing everything that we was trying to get into their program, such as family, brotherhood, playing for each other. You usually get a strength coach come in saying we got to get stronger, faster. You know, we got to do this, we got to do that. But Coach Hester's main thing was like, we got to play together, man. We're not going to win no games unless we're playing together and playing as a family. So that's really was our mentality last spring, is just come out, play for each other. And we always knew that team success would bring individual success. So we wasn't worried about going to the league. We wasn't worried about getting, you know, all conference. We were worried about winning. We was worried about winning the championship. And that was the standard. And we just grinded that all season. Coach Fritz did a great job of leading, and he's a great coach. He's definitely deserving of being one of the top coaches in FBS, because just the way that, you know, he pulls the best out of you. He wants you to truly succeed on and off the field. It's not for a hoax. It's not just, you know, for the media. He really cares about your success, really more off the field than on the field. So everything just clicked, man. Everybody just dialed in. You know, everybody on staff really just had that focus of a championship. That's all we talked about. All we talked about was winning the championship and nothing else. And everybody knew that was the standard. Nobody was selfish. You know, everybody knew that us going out and winning that championship would put us in the position we are now, where we have 10 out of 11 guys that have the opportunity to play on the next level. So everything that, you know, transpired in the off season, you know, really led up until what we had was a record breaking season.
Great, great, great. Coach, you got a question for Nick?
No, man. I was just talking about you, Nick. I don't know if you can see this picture. I don't know if you recognize this guy, Rod Team.
Right. Yeah,
Rod just sent me a autograph picture and sent me a package for season tickets to the Raiders game. Coach Rod. That's one of my kids, man. I was telling me you was on the show and everything, man. He spoke very highly of you and everything. But I think a couple of weeks ago we did a mock draft on our show, and we talked about linebackers and who we thought were one of the better linebackers and underrated linebackers. And man, I've been high on you since day one. You're the first person I name. I say Nick Anderson, man. I don't get into the statistics of, you know, the size and all that. I just look at the production on the field. And every time I look at tape, you always produce, and you just, for the opponent, you just got bad intentions, bro. Or you know what I'm saying? You just got bad intent. So man, I've been like high on you since watching all the film. And I was telling Dolph, I said, man, if we could get him, I think I said like the third or fourth round, like, man, we get the steal of the draft, man. And it just so happened, like you said, everything happens for a reason.
right.
And you wind up in Norton, but I've been high on you, man. Like just watching your film, and I don't like being a coach, man. I don't get caught up in the size and all this production. You know what you do on the field, man. And I've been like one of your number one fans, bro.
Appreciate that. That's real.
Appreciate it. Now, Nick, okay, so now you guys come in to see, like you said, you I don't know. I'm gonna just tell you as a fan, if I was nervous leading up and eager for the game against Cincinnati, I mean, man, I want you to actually think about what you guys did at Tulane. You really listen. Tulane's tradition is not that bright. Now, in the 30s, 40s, 50s, before us, they were in the SEC and they had some success. But the best team that I saw at Tulane before this season was the team that went undefeated, quarterback by Terrence Jones. That team went undefeated. That was a great team. But they didn't play the type of competition that you guys played.
Right.
So you guys come into the season, and I'm watching, and week after week, I'm like, man, this team is turning into something special. Then you guys have that hiccup against Southern Miss, a game that me as a fan, me as sitting back, I'm like, man, I think the kids might have took them a little lightly. You know what I'm saying? Because it's easy to get caught up. And look, we winning, we undefeated. Look, let's go out here. We've been handling our business. But I just think you guys got caught up. But instead of letting that derail your season, to me, you guys use that as fuel. Like, hey, every week we got to be on our A game to get where we need to go to accomplish our goals. So fast forward ahead, man. Walk us through that morning, man. Cincinnati, national TV, sold out stadium. The crowd is crazy. The student body is hot. Man, listen, it was just a wonderful scene. And as a person that's followed Tulane football for years, it just felt so good because my thing I was saying is they deserve this. You know what I'm saying? You guys deserve to be on that stage. Now, my thing, go out there and show America why you deserve to be on that stage. And man, you guys went out there and did it. So talk us through that game, and then we'll go up to the Cotton Bowl.
Most definitely, man. And really just to get a quick recap on the season. Everything that happened in the season happened exactly how it was supposed to happen. You know, we go out, win, 2 games, go up to Kansas State, beat them, and then we come back and we on the high horse. Not gonna lie, we were on the high horse. Tulane's 3-0. Tulane hasn't been 3-0 since the '98 team, and then we're playing Southern Miss when the '98 team was playing. For their 4th game, they was playing Southern Miss. Everybody on campus was talking about it, and we, bought into that. We were high, so we came out against Southern Miss. Coach Hall was over there. He was a former Tulane offensive coordinator.
Yes,
and I know he got those boys hyped because they came out and they played like it. And we lost that game, and walking into the locker room, I had tears in my eyes. I remember like it was yesterday because I was like, man, this not us. Like, I know what it's like to lose. We lost 10 times last year. This don't feel good. This is not going to be the reality. So we walked into the locker room, and 2 of the players, had started to, fuss at each other. And I just snapped. I remember it like it was yesterday. I just snapped, and I was like, we're not doing this. We're not doing that. That's not who we are. We've been talking about brotherhood, family this whole season. And we're not about to just let that go because we lost the game. And I'm like, man, this game was important to the fans. This game was important to the culture. But this game don't define us. Okay, we lost a bell in a rivalry game to the team that's not even in our conference. The real season starts next week. And, the team really just clung to that. And that's when we really started the 1-0 mentality going forward. That week, the next week, we had a quick turnaround playing Houston on the Thursday night. Right. Houston were picked to win the conference in the preseason polls. So what a better way to start something off by going on the road, 3rd string quarterback and getting it done in overtime.
Yes.
Done in overtime. And that really just set the tone for our season going forward in conference play. We got to a rough patch in the season and lost to UCF. But really we lost to UCF because they were just one of those teams that, they run a different scheme. We didn't know which quarterback was going to play. They won that game. They were supposed to. But after that game, you can just see the maturity of the team. Everybody was fired up. Everybody was ready to see those boys again. We knew that they were in a position to go to the conference championship. We knew we had the opportunity to see them again and give them what we needed to give them the first time. So you see the next week, quick turnaround again.
Right.
SMU on a Thursday night, blow them out the water. Now it's money time. It's between us and Cincinnati to go get everything that we've been trying to get the season, which is a conference championship. So the stage was set. We didn't have to give any rah-rah speeches because by this time everybody bought in because they see it. They see everything that we was pushing for and trying to accomplish back in January. And it's just the opportunity to come back and finish it where it started in Yeoman Stadium in our own turf in New Orleans in front of everybody. Man, we went out there with Cincinnati like, man, hey, we ready to down this field no matter what. And everybody played like, you saw Tajay get 25 carries and he just, putting the team on his back. Me, Dorian, the defensive line just playing physical football. And Cincinnati was a very, very talented team. They weren't soft. And we just battled and battled and battled. You know, guys got banged up. I got banged up in the game. We like, man, we're not coming out because, I mean, this is all we got. You know, next week, we playing for next week. We playing for the opportunity to go back to Yeoman. And to just see, you know, the scoreboard in and us win that game, it was emotional, man. It was an emotional moment because we did it. We got our opportunity to go into the conference championship. You know, everybody had talked about the 2-10 season. A lot of people had counted us out, but that was the moment where everything really solidified. Like, man, we're finna play a championship game in New Orleans in Tulane. I remember when I first used to come to the Tulane games, and when I first started playing at Tulane, we could barely get 1,000 people in the stands.
Exactly.
Come back on our home turf, man, and have it sold out. You know, it really was a remarkable thing. And everybody always asks me, they say, which means more to you, the Cotton Bowl or the conference championship? And I say the conference championship, man, because without that, we don't get a Cotton Bowl. You know, the conference championship, as the game ended, seeing the fans rush the field, seeing people crying, you know, people that's been Tulane alum, been, you know, just people from the city that's been supporting Tulane for the longest, you know, telling us that they love us, telling us that we changed their lives with what we did. You know, man, we touch people. And that's really one of the things that you love to see as a football player. Not just the X's and O's, not just, you know, making plays, but the impact that you have on people that's watching you and the belief that you can put in people to just have respect for what you're doing and motivate themselves. And so that game really touched me, man. Like to just have it all unfold on our home turf and bring such good vibes and belief back to a city that loves Tulane football, man. It was amazing.
Right. And man, just piggybacking on what you said, man, from the first time you stepped on campus to that day, the stadium, man, you saying 1,000? I'm gonna be realistic. It was lucky. Y'all was lucky if y'all got 700-800 fans there.
Nah,
You know, and yeah, I mean, I watched it every week. And my thing was, you before last year, you guys had been to back-to-back bowl games. I'm like, it's a good program. Willie's doing a good. Where's the support? But man, after 2-10 season, it seemed like it galvanized the city, it galvanized the state. You know how it is down there. You know what I'm saying? You know,
right.
Natural disasters. You know what I'm saying? Don't stop nothing. We go bounce back. We fighters. You're strong, and you guys represented that. Now you go and like you say, man, championship game, sold out stadium pack. You guys win. I'm watching at home, got tears in my eye. I'm so happy for you guys. People rushing the field. And I'm sitting up here like, this is Tulane.
Yeah.
I'm watching fans rushing the field at Tulane.
I was on the field. I was like, man, like the fireworks going off, man, it was if I could replay that in my mind for the rest of my life, I will. Like, just to see people running across the field, hugging, crying, tears in their eyes, man, like genuine happiness. It was amazing. Man, it was amazing. Like I wouldn't trade that experience for nothing in my life, man.
Man, that's beautiful, man. You guys earned it, man. Now, you make it. You're going to one of the biggest bowl games of all time. You're going to Cotton Bowl. But on top of that, you playing the Heisman Trophy winner and one of the most mystique universities in the country in Southern California. What was it like? Go ahead, Coach.
No, it won me a lot of money. It wasn't me a lot of money because I'm up in the Prairieville area, man, of Louisiana, which is more toward Baton Rouge.
Okay.
So up this way, LSU is the big dog. Y'all like the little baby brother.
Right.
So a lot of people I work with, they got it caught in the mystic of, like Dolph was saying, USC, big old school. And I try to tell them, man, I'm the same kids. They just said different, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But they were like, man, Tulane don't stand a chance. I said, well, like Pastor said, just bring 10% of your tithes into the storehouse. So, you know what I'm saying? So, man, I cleaned up, man. And they didn't even know what to say after you had won, man, because they just thought like it's gonna be like 40-0, 50-0. I said, man, don't sleep on Tulane. And it was, you know, it's a school in New Orleans, but they was hating on. And I was like, don't sleep on this team. They're like, man, they got the Heisman Trophy. Man, this gonna be a blowout. I said, okay, well, let's put your little change up and let's see the outcome. You know what I'm saying? And man, if you could have just saw the expression the next day when they had to pay me and the look on their face, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm like, I told you, you know what I'm saying? I told you. Now, what's next? And they didn't even have nothing to say. And think at that moment, the people up this way really like Tulane football is for real now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I ain't gonna lie to you. I really think LSU blew that game against Texas A&M because they didn't want to see us. Because if they had won that game, we probably would have saw them in the Cotton Bowl, and that would have been crazy. But they didn't want that. They didn't want that.
They didn't want that smoke. They didn't want that smoke. Y'all heard it. Anybody from LSU, y'all got a problem with it. There it is. Y'all ain't want that smoke right there. Y'all ain't want it. Well, yeah, man. So, man, I got a question from one of the brothers in the chat. Marley Marl says, is Caleb Williams really that dude in person?
I ain't gonna lie. Caleb Williams is real. I ain't gonna lie. And one thing about me, man, I give credit where credit is due. I do talk my trash, but Caleb Williams, he's legit. He's gonna be the first pick in next year's draft for a reason. He's dynamic. You can see what he did with Oklahoma once he took over after Spencer Rattler. And he's legit, and he's under a great coach and Lincoln Riley. And then they just got the OC that used to be at Texas Tech and the Arizona Cardinals. So he's only got room to grow, and he's a dynamic player, very athletic, very smart in the pocket, got a crazy arm. And then he's a bigger kid. That's what a lot of people don't know.
That's what about that. He looks like he's a real big. He's about 240, 245. Maybe.
Yeah, I give him about 235, but it's all in his thighs and lower body. But that's one of the reasons that he was so good, because guys would try to tackle him and stack him in the pocket by his legs, and he'll just break out of arm tackles. But is a legit quarterback. It was good to beat him and get the opportunity to play against a Heisman Trophy winner. But the Cotton Bowl was a surreal moment to just watch Tajay go out there and just cement his status. A lot of people have been questioning him, questioning his abilities, and I feel like he loved all those questions answered when he played in that game. And Dorian as well, going out there getting 17 tackles. I mean, that's career high for him. So to just see guys really get off and, to just see not only, us win the game, but the crowd we were able to bring to Dallas.
Right, yeah. I'm in Dallas, man. It was crazy, man.
Yeah, it was just a storybook ending, man. And, one thing that really did it for me was on the game-winning drive, it came down to a 4th down. And Pratt had to rush, I want to say it was like 4th and 10, and he took off and got the 1st down. And the thing that hit me in that moment was a year ahead in the first game of the season. This was the last game. In the first game of the season, we were in the same situation against Lincoln Riley in Oklahoma. And Pratt came up an inch short. And this time he got it. And when he got that 1st down, I say, oh, yeah, we win. Like this is a storybook ending. This is the way, and like for all the people out there that's, really spiritual and really, got that spiritual connection, man, they could see God all through that game. I mean, one of the kick returners just catching the ball and tossing it out of bounds, us getting the safety. Man, I mean, like the whole season, man, just really just showed the magnitude of what God can do. First, everybody come together for a common goal, man. So it really was a blessing, man. Great to experience. I'm blessed to, have been a part of that.
Right. So now, fast forward, season's over. You're getting ready for the draft. How many visits did you go on?
0.
0 draft visits.
Right.
So no one even called you.
I did have calls from different teams. I had a lot of meetings, but no teams really brought me on any top 30 visits. I didn't get a Senior Bowl invite, didn't get a Combine invite. The only thing that I got that was for sure was my Pro Bowl. I mean, not my Pro Bowl, my Pro Day.
Your Pro Day, right.
Future tense Pro Bowl, but Pro Day. So
I got that's right. Talking into existence.
So yeah, I knew my Pro Day was going to be really my only guaranteed opportunity to show my athleticism and show what I could do. So really after the Cotton Bowl, I flew back to New Orleans in like 2 days and started training with Coach Hester. That trained me for Pro Day. He had a level of expertise and had been working with my body, for the past 365 days. And I've still been training with him now because he's just a phenomenal guy. He does it all. He does, prepares you for the NFL, prepares you for college football. He's an expert in his field, and I really just trusted him. So I've been working out with him, and I just came back early from the Cotton Bowl and really just got after it because I knew that day was coming.
Right. So right now, what's your 40, man? What you running the 40 right now?
Coach has the clock 4.54. Now
4.54.
I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be that guy, but one of the things he was saying was he doesn't understand why at pro day everybody they allow everybody to clock times and then average them, because if somebody has a slow hand, they can mess up your time. And then also with the average, they take the fastest time and the slowest time and throw it out. Also, they're averaging up to 40 different times. So I had a couple teams clock me in the 4.5s, and then I had some teams clock me in the low 4.6s. But the whole time on laser, when we had been training, I was running 4.54, 4.56 at worst, and even hit a 4.52 on one day. So for future references, he said that he's just gonna do a laser next year for the guys, because there's just one time for everybody. But yeah, man, that's the time that I've been running.
All right. Now, I was looking up something, man, and I want your advice. This is from the bigblueview.com. They covered the New York Giants, and they had a quick scouting report of you. Now, for the worst, of course, you know what they said:
Yeah,
size and lit
yeah.
and hip fluidity. Okay, would you agree with that?
I feel like honestly, everybody has doubted me because of my size and said that I don't have, the length to get off blocks. But I have natural leverage at my height. I've never had a problem with being blocked. I've had a great instincts as far as slipping blocks inside the box and being able to make tackles for lost sacks and really fill the holes. Even this year, I was able to rush the passer in multiple positions. They had me in multiple rush packages coming off the edge as a defensive end in third down situations. So really, man, all they got to do is cut on the film, and they can see that my size has never been a problem. It's actually a strength when going up against offensive linemen who are 6'6", 6'7", because they can't bend enough to block me. So really, um, let's take it as another chip on my shoulder to prove to the people that don't see it that I can do it.
Right, right. Now, in here, he also says that you are highly competitive, who plays the game with a sense of frenetic urgency. He also said now that you line up at that you play both off-ball linebacker as well as edge in the nickel situations. So explain us the difference between being off-ball and then being on the edge. Is there a strategic difference or mindset that you have to have?
Most definitely. This year they used me in multiple different packages. We had our base package, which was basically bringing in a bigger outside linebacker in our 3-4 defense and putting me in the position to rush the passer and set stronger edges versus teams that ran 12 personnel, 13 personnel, and really tried to run the ball. So later on in the season, you see a lot of my film. I went from off-ball linebacker to on-the-ball linebacker, to kind of helping the run defense and play against teams like Cincinnati, SMU, UCF, who will bring two tight ends in the game to try to maximize the zone run. So definitely being on the ball linebacker, you have to be quicker. You have to be able to slip those gaps, and that's where my size came in, to help me because I was able to squeeze through those gaps and get tackles for loss. And also my strength played a major role in setting edges and being able to rush against those bigger tackles. Now, off the ball linebacker, you really have to have a little bit more responsibility because you have to strong hook coverages, weak hook coverages. You have to make checks. You have to, set the field. You have to be able to play sideline to sideline at depth and also cover backs out the backfield as well as in some situations tight end. And I did that on multiple occasions. Early in the season when we played against teams that did more of a spread offense and 10 personnel and 11 personnel, I would have to cover tight ends in the three, also go out there and play vertical hook or inside seam on slots, receivers, and also cover the back out of backfields. So I feel like Tulane, Coach Hemp, and Coach Moose put me in a great position of showing my versatility on tape to where now the coaches at the Saints can really put me in multiple different defensive formations and I can be able to learn and adapt because I do have the experience of being an on-ball linebacker and off-ball.
All right. Nick Anderson. You're scouting Nick Anderson right now. What's your strengths right now going into the league?
Just overall, my intelligence, my awareness. I will also say my physicality and my size. Like I said, a lot of guys in the league, they're bigger as far as the offensive line and in the box, and I feel like my size would be an advantage for those guys not being able to block me, along with me just having an overall football IQ and knowing where the play's going to be. Just being that film junkie, that intelligent linebacker that can put myself in a position to make a lot of different plays. Also, my sideline to sideline range is very efficient as far as being able to run down ball carriers, which also helps in coverage with the NFL being more of a passing league, being able to get to my zone drop and tackle guys on check downs and things like that. I definitely feel like, my strength is just going to be continue to advance on the things that I've been perfected at Tulane and continue to just be a student of the game and learn as much as I can, as long as you're playing football, as long whether that's, the collegiate level or the professional level, it's always something you can learn as long as you're wearing those cleats. So that's just one of the things I want to just bring to the table is just how intelligent I am, how much of a football student I am, and how much, I can take things from the field room to on the field to improve my game.
Very good. Now, let me finish this report. In the report, this is what they got. He projected you to be. Nick Anderson, he said, projects to be a core special teams player and a rotational linebacker in multiple defenses. To me, that's just another person that's selling you short. No pun intended. They call you short, but that's all right. Big things come in small packages. That's why when you show up, they know you showed up.
Yes,
what I'm saying? Bring it to them. Bring that lumber. They better pack a lunch when they see you. So Nick, what we gonna do? We got a family member coming on that want to ask you a question. So we're gonna get, man, this the OG, but we call him Uncle Jerry. Uncle Jerry, how you doing? Come on in. You're here with the one and only newly signed Saints linebacker, future New Orleans Saints star linebacker, Nick Anderson.
What's going on, Dolph 17?
How you doing,
Coach
Jerry?
Rock?
What's up?
Not much. Welcome aboard, Mr. Nick Anderson. How you doing?
Doing good, man. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Dolph 17, I did want to mention about that Tulane USC game earlier this year. Mm-hmm. The one you were talking about when nobody gave Tulane a chance.
Yeah.
But they came out and stood ground and beat USC in that game. And Nick Anderson, I have to tell you, brother, you did awesome job out there, bro. Nobody gave Tulane a chance to win that game. But in that 2-minute drill, in that fourth quarter, bruh, that was epic. That was straight up epic.
Appreciate that, man. And that's a true credit to Coach Willie Fritz. We practice 2-minute situations each and every day at practice. That's something that he implemented, just being situationally football aware. And so when we were put in that situation to run, 4-minute defense, 2-minute offense, it was things that we had already practiced. So that's why, the offense was clicking and the defense was clicking and everybody knew what to do. And we were able to move the ball down the field efficiently because that's something that Willie does a great job of implementing each and every day.
Gotcha.
All right.
And now that the draft is out of the way, now that you one of the unrestricted free agents that was picked up by the New Orleans Saints, I believe that in my gut, Nick Anderson, I believe you're going to make this squad, bro, because especially at linebacker, because Demario Davis, one of the awesomest linebackers with the New Orleans Saints. He's up in age. Needs somebody young to carry that load. And I think you, sir, could be the future in that roster if that happens. I just have a good feeling in my gut you're going to make the squad, bro.
Most definitely, I appreciate that. And making the squad really is that's already in my hands. That's the minimum. I'm trying to be able to really produce for the Saints this season. Really go out there and attack and make big plays my rookie year. Already been in contact with Coach Regie, the special teams coach, because I know that's going to be my main opportunity to go ahead and get on the field. that's another thing that Tulane has prepared me for. I'm one of the, only undrafted free agents that has, 776 snaps worth of collegiate special teams play. I played on all four core special teams at Tulane, even as a starter. So that's something that I have experience with. That's something that Tulane really did a great job of emphasizing. And we watch NFL film in preparation for our special teams on a week-to-week basis. So that's something that I'm really looking forward to, something that I feel would excel me and excel my spot up the depth chart when it comes to, the 53-man roster. But I'm excited for it, man. I'm just, excited to be in this position, whether it's special teams, whether it's, helping out and being a rotational linebacker my first season. I'm just ready to get it done, man, because, Saints Nation, man, it's time for us to really stand up and for us to, solidify ourselves as kings of the NFC South. And I'm just ready to be a part of that. I'm ready for the team to, excel and do whatever I can to help that happen.
All right. No, man,
So
Nick,
let me
go
ask
ahead,
you
Coach.
this. So Nick, let me ask you this. You on the phone with the Seattle Seahawks organization, and lo and behold, the New Orleans Saints on the other end. What was the difference in you making the choice of the Saints over the Seahawks?
Overall, just being on the phone with them, just looking at the Seahawks, they have great linebackers in their room as well. So with Bobby Wagner and Devin Bush, who is similar to me in size. Their linebacker coach is a phenomenal coach. As far as their special team coach, he's great as well. And I had been in conversation with those guys, prior to the draft. So I knew that they were going to end up, calling me if they didn't get a chance to draft me. So I'm on the phone and I'm just talking to them and getting everything situated. And then my agent was on his phone and was like, the Saints reached out. And so, I told the Seahawks that I would need a little bit longer to make a decision. And really, what a lot of people don't realize is with free agents after the draft, it's happening quick because they're trying to solidify their rosters. They're trying to solidify guys' spots. So, I got on the phone with Coach Hodges and Coach Allen and was like, let's do it. The Saints were always transparent with me. They always told me that, there would be there might be a chance that, they lose a couple draft picks late in the draft. But if that was to happen, they definitely was going to come get me if I still was there. So I really was just blessed with that opportunity to, stay here and be a New Orleans Saint. Definitely I'm thankful for the Seahawks for giving me that opportunity because any opportunity is a great opportunity. But I feel like this was the place for me. This is a place where I'm comfortable, where I have been living for the past 4 years, a place that I've called home, and where you're comfortable is where you're going to excel. And so I just feel like this was the best situation for me to come in and, have the opportunity to make the 53-man roster and contribute early to a team.
So my other question is, when you actually put that number 51 on, do you think that'll be an emotional time? Because 51 is none other than the legendary Mr. Sam Mills. So it's not like any jersey.
Right.
It's one of the best linebackers to come through New Orleans. So I'm wondering what that emotional feeling gonna be like for you, man, when you actually put that jersey on.
Most definitely, man, Sam Mills has been a guy that I really looked up to in my collegiate years. He was first introduced to me by J.J. McCleskey, my defensive back coach that was at Tulane. He played with Sam Mills and was his teammate, and he spoke very highly of him, which led me to go, do my research and really look at his film. And man, he was a dog, man. The way he played the linebacker position, man, is the way it was supposed to be played, and he's a Hall of Famer for a reason. So if I do get the opportunity later on in my career, and the Saints blessed me to follow in his footsteps and rock the number 51, and I'm gonna rock it well, man. But really just blessed. I looked at the roster today, man, and the Saints got me right now number 40. That was the number that I started off with at Tulane. So, it's crazy how everything comes full circle. So I'm gonna rep that 40 for now, man. But if the time comes and they bless me to, represent Sam Mills on that field in the dome, I'm gonna do it with everything I can.
All right. Look, Nick, we want to thank you, man, for taking time out your schedule, man, to come and join us tonight, man. Listen, you family now, man. You're always welcome on here, man. During the season, man. Don't be a stranger. Check in with us, man. You know what I'm saying? Listen, we all believe in you, man. We all are pulling for you, man. We know that there are big things ahead for you, man. I can't wait to see you on the 53-man roster, going down on special teams, handling your business. And one day, man, if you're fortunate enough to wear that number, that man right there, because that, like you said, that man right there was special.
Right.
That dude, Sam Mills, was a beast too, bro.
I know you watch film, but listen, to watch that man live in person, that man was a beast. He was a leader, and I see the same kind of qualities in you, my brother. And one thing we don't do on this show, we don't blow smoke, bro. That ain't what we do on here. Again,
hey, dog, 17.
Yeah, Jerry.
And let me tell Nick Anderson this: not only that Sam Mills wore that number 51, but you also had Jonathan Vilma that wore that number. So from Sam Mills to Jonathan Vilma wearing number 51, I think also Brian Cox, I think too. Bruh, if you rock that 51 jersey, bruh, you're carrying legacy for the New Orleans Saints. You're like the next stepping stone to that number.
Yes, sir.
I just wanted to address that. That to you.
And now, right before you get out here, Nick, we play this game called Name That Saint. Well, of course, you already knew who that is, so we ain't gonna do that one. All right, this is easy too. Everybody in chat, name that saint, Nick.
That's Deuce McAllister, man. I talked to him on Saturday. He wished me luck with everything.
Right, that dude. All right, here you go. Name that saint.
Is that Tracy Porter?
No, help. That's not Tracy Porter. Help him out, chat.
Somebody help me out.
Help him out. Who is that right there?
The number from this angle.
I can't see the number.
Number 87. Mr. Joe Horn.
Joe Horn.
Yep. They all stepped away for a second.
Yeah, he don't name the saint and stepped away.
I don't know what's going on.
Man, I apologize.
Yeah, you named the saint and you stepped away.
Yeah, I done named and stepped away, man. Did y'all get it? Who said it? Jerry said it, I bet.
Yeah.
That's Joe Horn.
I did.
The man with the cell phone under the gold pole when he stole.
I remember that.
Yeah, man. But look, Nick, again, thank you for being here. Man, JT, stop it. That's not every morning, man. Stop it. That's not every morning. But look, man, again.
Come on every morning, bro.
Yeah. Look, Nick, thank you, man. Best of luck to you, man. Keeping it real, family. Who That Nation is pulling for you, man. We want you to be successful, man. We believe in you. Now, listen, Nick, I'm gonna tell you here right now while you're here. So when somebody come and tell you, man, they're talking about you on Keeping It Real, Dolphin coach. Listen, when you handle your business, we gonna say it. But if you're not playing up the par to your capabilities that we know you're capable about, you gonna hear it. And we ain't gonna know. We'll be right here because know what? We expect more of you because of the standard you set. You understand? So you go, no matter, they're gonna be days, my brother. They're gonna be hard days. You know what I'm saying? Don't let it get you down. Use that for motivation. Push through camp, man. You know what I'm saying? Keep grinding, man. Your dream is right there, man. Go take it. Again, like I told you when we came on. No, you wasn't the first round, second, third, fourth. You didn't get drafted at all. But when you walk on that field this summer, and everybody got them pads on and them helmets on, guess what? Don't matter then. It's all about mano, what you gonna do with the opportunity God has blessed you with. I already know you gonna handle your business. And again, you family, you're welcome here anytime. So family, please help me once again to give thanks to our guest and new family member, the one and only Nick Anderson.
Appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate it, man.
Thank you for being here, Nick, man. We appreciate you, man. Really appreciate you. Standing ovation.
You deserve it.
For beating Cincinnati and USC. Hell yeah. Man, see, Tulane purring to me, man. My mom worked at Tulane for over 20-something years. I've had an uncle work there 15, and now I got a cousin that's been there for another 20-something. So Tulane like family to me, man. So, man, again, thank you for, man, taking us on that ride, man. We appreciate you. You guys done set a new standard for Tulane football, and we appreciate you, man. So with that being said, family, once again, let's hear it for Mr. Nick Anderson. Nick, you have a good night, my brother. Thank you for being here.
You too, man. Appreciate y'all.
Yes, sir. Talk to you later. All right. Who was in the chat? Hoodie. How you doing? Come on in. Pammy Whammy, how you doing? Come on in. JT, how you doing? Blessings to you, my brother. Come on in. G Reed 504. Come on in. Marley Mall, how you doing? Come on in.
You know Marley Marl, he gonna start tripping.
Dana, how you doing? Come on in.
Shouts out to the chat.
Ryan MacG. Ryan, how you doing, my brother? Come on in. Right, what's the new kind? Eric Wallace, how you doing? Come on in. All right, who else we got here? Somebody else. I don't want to miss. Rayan Richardson, how you doing? Come on in.
What's up?
See who else I got here. Make sure I got everybody. We got Eric, we got Hoodie, Marley Mall. I saw my boy. My boy was in here earlier. I know T Dirty. What's up with you, Dirty? Come on in. Trey Joseph, how you doing? Come on in. You already know what Dirty, baby. Dirty on 504 code. Come on in.
504 code.
Demetrius, who that to you, my brother? Come on in. All right. Man, listen, I want to thank y'all for joining us tonight, man. It was a great show.
Yeah.
Man, listen, enjoy Nick, man. Nothing but the best to Nick Anderson again. I'm looking forward to seeing this young man this season handle his business, crack this roster, man. And I'm looking for big things in the future for him, man. So, go ahead.
I just want to say this one thing right here. When Nick Anderson was on here, the first thing on my mind when I think about that name, Nick Anderson, I was thinking about the basketball player that played at the
Orlando Magic. Yeah.
That's the first thing I thought about when I saw that name. I say, wait a minute, that name sounds familiar. You saw that Nick Anderson, the basketball player?
Yes, sir.
This Nick Anderson, the linebacker that was picked up by the Saints by free agency.
Yes, sir.
Undrafted free agency.
Yes, sir. That's the Nick, man. Yeah, matter of fact, when I looked them up, I put Nick Anderson after first Nick Anderson popped up. They not that one, man. But listen, family, I want to thank Uncle Jerry. I want to thank my co-host, legendary Coach Rock. I want to thank everybody in the chat. And if you're watching this later, we want to thank you for being here too. And if it's your first time, like, subscribe, join the family. Come on in. And like we always do when we get out of here. Love and we out of here. See everybody Friday. Keeping it real with that Sports Pod, legendary Coach Rock. Go 17. Let's rock. Who that? Boss kick. Black and gold. Let's go. First and goal from the one. Best believe we go punch. Punching in, get them punch. With them Saints, watch us march. Down the field, down your throat. Keeping it real, who? The sports. Breaking news, interviews. Open lines, just for you. Call in, join in. Pale Nation, just win. B.I., Mount Zion, Coach Green, oh my. CJ, JV, Trick or Trade, Jose. Keep it real, baby. Keep it real, baby. Keep it real, baby. Keep it real.